hearing those things. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at several clips, and these clips are coming from leaders, lawmakers here in the United States. And this particular video came out prior to the UN summit, and they are detailing all of the things that this pact will mean to each and every one of us. I mean, it's startling. Let's just take a look at the first clip here, Pastor.
Clip one.
Well, later this week, the UN is going to hold a, quote, summit for the future. And they're going to produce, this is right from their website, an intergovernmentally negotiated, action-oriented pact for the future with a chapter on transforming global governance. Ascending beyond the powers being sought by its subordinate agency, the WHO, the UN is seeking even broader and more powerful authority, as you will hear a lot about today. The Biden-Harris administration apparently intends to fully support the surrender and compliance of the U.S. to the UN in these endeavors. They are aligned with the international globalists that hate America, that hate the Constitution, that hate our founders, that hate our founding Judeo-Christian principles, and they want America to become like the rest of the world. They don't want us to be subordinate to or governed by our Constitution.
Like I said before, this is for educational purposes only. I do not pick a side in this war, this debate, this, skedaddle little situation that's going on between, Republicans and Democrats. I am not picking a side for Donald Trump, nor am I picking a side for Kamala Harris, nor am I going to influence anyone to pick a side or not pick a side. That is something I want to say. What I'm doing is showing information upon what this man is saying is going on. That's all I'm doing. So TikTok, don't try to ban me. Don't try to strike my page, because I know that you've done that multiple times on my other pages. But right now, I'm just stating right now, I'm putting this out there just for educational purposes only. It's not for, people to all that other nonsense that you were trying to ban me for. Now that I got that out the way, because, like I said, I always get, hit with a strike, or they like to just right out the gate ban my page and just delete the whole thing. But, like I was saying, dude was talking about how, it's some stuff going on within America that's, possibly not going to be in favor of the people of America. And we see certain stuff like that happening now, and it possibly can get worse. Maybe not. It's, just 50-50. But I just want to say that, the Bible talks about how in Matthew 24, how Jesus says on the Mount of Olives that, there's going to be wars, rumors of wars, famine, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. And he said that, these are just only the beginning of sorrows, and when we see these things, know that, he's at the door, he's coming, and we need to, get things straight, myself included as well. But with saying all that, people, what I'm trying to get here at is, there's a lot of stuff going on within the world. There's a lot of distractions that are keeping our eyes off of what's really at stake, which is our soul salvation. Like I said, myself included. But, we need to get ourselves on track, people. Those who are expecting to be favored and seen as a delight when, Jesus comes back and the Father comes back. Because when the Father comes back, the Bible says that, you can't stand in front of the Father and live. So if you're not found in Jesus Christ, you're going to be consumed by his fire. And he's like a consuming fire, the Bible says. So, we got to get things right. We got to get things straight. Like I said, myself included. But let's look at this again, people. So this is the possibilities of what could happen. And I listed it all off for you. You can look at it yourselves. A major climatic event, a future pandemic risk, an event involving biological agents, also disruptions to the global flows of goods and people, cyberspace, global, digital, connectivity disruption, major events in outer space, and an unforeseen black swan event. Now, I may or may have had to, take certain stuff that this man was saying out, because I don't want, like I said, them to ban me or anything of that sort. But read what he says right here. Now, by the way, this is some information that happened earlier in the year, but this is still, is going on within the history. You know, Republicans, look what they were doing. Look at buddy boy right here. What is he doing? What is he doing? What does that title say? What? He urging what? World religions to do what? Fundamentalism. Let's see what fundamentalism is. By the way, this is a Black Swan event. It is an unexpected event with severe consequences that are difficult to predict. Now let's see what the Pope is trying to fight. Fundamentalism is a religious movement that involves a strict interpretation of religious texts, dogmas, and ideologies. Fundamentalists believe that the words of religious texts are literally true and cannot be challenged by new evidence or logical analysis. Now, I am a fundamentalist Christian. I believe everything in the Bible to be literal, from Noah's Ark to 6 days of creation, not these billions and millions and all this other nonsense. 6 days, and he rested on the seventh. Yes, Noah's Ark did happen, the Tower of Babel, where the languages were confused. I believe all that to have happened, from even the story of David. Some people may be like, of course Big Show is going to smash Rey Mysterio. But if you ask me, if Rey Mysterio had the Spirit of God upon him, he's going to thrash Big Show like it was nothing. So you get the point where I'm going with this. The Pope does not believe the Bible to be literal. Reason being is because he is having a war against fundamentalists. What? Jews? What? Christians and Islam. Pope Francis on Wednesday called on the world's religions to join forces in the fight against fundamentalism and extremism, arguing instead for a focus on positive values such as the promotion of peace, care for the poor, and environmental protection. So instead of, caring about what the Bible says, let's care about what man says. That's what I got from that. I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty much what I heard. Let's skip what God has said in his Bible and let's focus on what man is telling you. Focus on what I'm telling you. That's what the Pope is saying. I'm going to tell you focus on what Jesus Christ has said, what God has said, from what his word has said. Don't listen to this man or any man. Don't even listen to me, because if I'm not talking from what the Bible has said, then you don't need to be listening to me.